Hello, listeners of Eye to Eye. I was compelled to start today's episode a bit differently than usual. By now, there is no excuse to be unaware of what's been happening all across the U.S. Americans in all 50 states and 18 countries have turned out in droves to support the Black Lives Matter movement and to protest against the racial disparities plaguing our nation. I decided I couldn't release this episode without first talking about it. This movement requires each and every one of us to call out racial injustices in ourselves and those around us and demand a change to the systemic racism that this country has built itself upon. It is no longer enough to simply not be racist. It is time to be actively anti-racist. Just this morning, I received news and read an article that 33-year-old Tiffany Eubanks of Oak Harbor, Washington, died while in police custody here in Yakima, Washington. What we know was that she was receiving medical attention and distressed. The police labeled her a threat, and prioritizing the law over her life, they placed her in custody to transport her to the hospital via the backseat of a police vehicle, instead of in the ambulance that was already present there for her. She lost consciousness while in the back of the police car on the way to the hospital, and upon arriving was found unresponsive in the patrol unit. The fact is, this is negligent at best, and at worst, it is an intentional loss of another Black life. This cannot be an informal inquiry or something that gets filed away. I, along with each one of you, am tired of waking up to these articles. I demand justice for Tiffany Eubanks, for George Floyd, for Breonna Taylor, and for the countless other innocent lives lost to racism and hate. Action you can take to support change is by contacting the Yakima Police Department at 509-575-6200 and demand that a full investigation into this incident moves forward. Tiffany Eubanks deserves justice. You may also donate to the Minnesota Freedom Fund, National Bailout, and the Innocent Project. You can follow the NAACP, Color of Change, and Reclaim the Block on your social media platforms. The fact is, you can do something. Choose one thing and do it. And with that, I'm happy to celebrate and have on my show today an incredible woman of color, Stefhannie, a Mercury experience.